Well, it seems there's no end in sight for Hammanskraal people who've been struggling to get clean waters for years now. The Human Rights Commission was out at the Rooiwal wastewater plant in northern Pretoria to inspect the situation today. eNCA reporter Nqobile Madlala has been tracking that story. She joins us now. Hi, Nqobile. So, this Hammanskraal water quality situation, it has been years and years that we've been reporting on it. What is the HRC saying about the water quality today?
Well, Sally, they're saying that the water is still not fit for consumption. Now, we do know that just recently they had to close down the timber purification plants because they said that the water that was coming out of there was not good for consumption. Now, they did go around, they're saying that it's still not fit for consumption, but they are saying that in about 3 weeks' time it should be fun. It should be fine for people to drink that water. It should be drinkable. But this issue remains a thorn really for people in Hammanskraal. In fact, when we were speaking to the Human Rights Commission, they were saying that the people there are still really not safe in this case when they drink this kind of water. They want to see the change. They want to hear from the city of Tshwane how they're going to fix this, even though the city of Tshwane itself also says that this is an inherited problem. And so this has taken some time because they needed to also work on it so that there is the right water. But let's listen to the Human Rights Commission and hear what they had to say.
In Hammanskraal, we are still grappling with ongoing violations, which, if they are not remedied, will compel the Commission to consider other steps. The Commission will be releasing its findings on the inquiry we held earlier this year on the same issues, and we hope through the directives that we'll be issuing and our recommendations that all role players will be able to find a way of working cohesively to address the challenges that continue to affect the residents of the city of Tshwane and Hammanskraal in particular.
I'm wondering if there were any authorities there, people in charge of water quality for the city at all, and if so, if you were able to talk to them, but also if you can explain the water project that is meant to restore clean water to Hammanskraal.
Well, Sally, there's a timber purification plant. At this point, they're saying that the project itself is faced with a lot of issues. This includes the fact that there are areas where, even though they have opened a new part of the plant, it's still having issues with regards to the machinery. They were saying that some of the areas have not been working, and this is why there has been an issue with regards to purification. Now, if you know, Hammanskraal has been divided into 3 different parts. They are receiving some water from the timber purification plant, and they are receiving some water from Magaliesberg, and they're finding some water from other parts, from Rand Water. Now, they're saying that this portion specifically from the timber purification plant is the one that has shown to have the water that is not good for consumption. Now, they have been working on this project to ensure that it does give consumable water, but every now and then the water that comes out of the tap is dark, it's bad, it's not good. You've seen videos that were tweeted by some of the people on social media talking about the fact that this is the water that comes out. How are people supposed to drink it? In fact, some of the residents were even saying that the things that come out of the water, even if they boil the water, is still not good enough because it's still toxic. Now, if you go back, Sally, you will find yourself in a place called Rooiwal. Now, in Rooiwal, this is where the whole problem, they say, is apparently coming from, because the water that's there is supposed to be at a point where it's drinkable before it's released to the timber purification plant. Now, the water that is there is not fit for consumption already. They were saying that it's toxic. In fact, we were talking to an NGO that was there that monitors the water. They call themselves water monitors, and they were saying that the water, just the smell of it, Sally, if you walk into that plant, it just has this stink smell, and that's the final process before the water is let down to timber purification. So the whole thing becomes an issue because in the beginning itself, the water is not not in a right condition. Now, the project itself was supposed to be finished by February, they say, and now it hasn't because of what they have said, that there is issues that have come with lockdown, so projects were not finished on time, and as a result, even the MMC that was there, they're saying that everything has been delayed, and they are trying to create more space. They're trying to deal also with the ailing infrastructure, but this has become a huge problem, and it's just creating more problems. But the Human Rights Commission says that they still, nonetheless, they still need to fix this issue, because they are now at a point where the people in Hammanskraal are finding themselves where they are having their rights violated. But let's listen to the Human Rights Commission.
The city is still busy with the first phase of the project to remediate and refurbish the wastewater treatment plant that is the source of the contamination and pollution of the Artis River. It is through the intervention of the Commission that we had the Portfolio Committee on Water and Sanitation visiting this area. It is through the intervention of the Commission that the previous administrators of the city of Tshwane deemed it appropriate to appoint contractors who, we are told today, have completed 56% of the first phase of the project. And the Commission has also called for the city to increase the number of water tankers in Hammanskraal. The Commission will soon be convening a meeting with Rand Water and the city of Tshwane to also find other interim measures that can be introduced to address this crisis. We will not be happy for as long as the people of Hammanskraal continue to drink water that is unsafe for human consumption.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for that. Such a crucial issue. eNCA reporter Nqobile Madlala, who's been in Hammanskraal today.